At the end of my last video, I showed how this was not working. I then proceeded to spend maybe another 30-45 minutes on both wheels, hitting them with a spray, hitting them with a heat gun. I had dinner, came back, heated it even more, and I'm so excited to say it's actually working this time. As you can see, there is a bearing coming out. Oh my word. Y'all, this is taking me the longest time to get that out. This is the wheel that I want to use. I'm really hoping the tire will be good once it airs up. The tire looks fine. I've got a lot more work to do on this side to get this to fit right on that sprocket I want to use. But I'm very excited to have this bearing race, outer race finally removed. I think I'm not gonna monkey with the other wheel because this is the one that I was most excited for. But yeah, we done did it, folks. Had to get a pilot bearing puller just to get this race out. Amazing, but we're done. All right, I wrench and we learn. Updates just keep on coming. Believe it and or don't, these little holes are the exact thread of these bolts that I had pulled and tested out on the other. This is the one that I'm probably gunked up, so I don't know if this one's gonna actually bite, but we're gonna try it out. That might need some help. But these three are gonna be good. And what else is exciting about this is you notice those little bumps that were in my way are gone. It's excellent news. Sawzall with a metal cutting blade. Didn't care much about this. Much softer than whatever the material was on the bearing race that we could not cut through for nothing. So just figured I would update you with the exciting news there. I've got some bolts, got the correct threads for this. Don't know what thread this is because I found these in one of the junk drawers in one of our toolboxes from one of the boys. But we have bolts that work. And that is what's important. And that's why I'm bothering telling you so. So there you go. And the reason I'm actually putting these in, even though I don't think I'll get one in that fourth hole, is that I'm going to get these down. I'm gonna get some sort of a paint marker, and I will drop my wrench. Just decided to put it there because that was convenient. And I'm gonna use a paint marker, and I'm gonna mark up the top of these bolts that are in. Probably just cross-threaded the mess out of that one, but you know what? It's good enough for who it's for. That's me. So then, with a paint marker on that, I can center this up, set it right on top of where those holes need to go. And then that will mark out where those holes go. And then I can take that off, flip it over, drill my holes. We're good to go. Alrighty, welcome back to iWrench We Learn. This is what it's come down to. We have borrowed a pilot bearing puller to try to get these silly races out of this wheel. If you don't know how these work, there's a little adjustable teeth in there. You tighten it with this handle, it expands the little jaws in there, and they set into the edges of the pilot bearing, or in this case, the outer race of the bearing that snapped off in my wheel. And then once you have that tightened and snugged up, you will get a wrench, put it on this nut here, and as you tighten the nut, it will supposedly slide this busted bearing up out of here. I tried it the first time and it didn't really work. It just slid through the bearing and came out with nothing attached, which is kind of impressive considering how tightly I had that cranked in there. Trying to see if it looks like it's going to do any better this time. It's hard to say at this moment. It kind of appears that it's doing the same thing. And I've got this as tight as it will get. And in the in-between, I have let it soak in PB Blaster. Been hitting it with the heat gun, warming it up. And I think you're gonna see the inner jaws are gonna come out of this thing in a second with no bearing attached for the second time. Yep, that bad boy is just stuck. So I'm gonna heat it up some more, put some more juice on it. We'll try this 1 or 2 more times. Hopefully I'll come back with an update that is successful. All right, so I used some acrylic paint, covered the tops of the bolt holes, marked them out pretty nicely on that. Probably gonna take this, use a drill press so I can get those nice and straight. And yeah, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere, having some fun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, iWrench we learn. We're back. I guess this is all probably gonna be one video. I did take the sprocket back to the office because we have a nice little shop at the office. Was able to mark out with the bolts, drill the holes. I've attempted to self-tap. The self-tapper didn't work. I tried borrowing a tap and die and I couldn't get exactly the right bolt size for that. So we'll come back to this at some point. For right now, looking for proof of concept. Tighten these bad boys down. They're snug. The wheel is, the sprocket is centered on the axle shaft there. And of course, the newest situation that I ran into, this old bearing is 3 millimeters more narrow than the new bearings that I have that go with the axle that I have already fit and prepped the rear of my frame to hold. So yeah, gonna have to get some bearings. Apparently I need something that is a 32 millimeter diameter, outer diameter with a 15 millimeter inner diameter to work on this wheel. I'm telling you, when I say it's custom, we're making everything work that's not supposed to work. So I'm not going to try to go fast on this. This is more like proof of concept. Can I make something happen? Will it do a thing? I don't really know. That's where we're at for now, folks. Back whenever we get some more bearings.